Hi guys, thanks again for joining me. I'm Anne and I give general love readings focusing on divine partners, and that includes soulmates, twin flames, twin rays, karmic connections, and even past life connections. If you've landed on this video, I highly recommend that you watch the video from beginning to end, just to give you something that maybe you were missing. There's a message here for you that sometimes it's good to write it down as well. So take what resonates with you and just leave what doesn't. Okay, so now that we are here in Easter weekend, I want to wish you guys all a happy Easter. And I know a lot of people may or may not celebrate, but I still want to wish you guys all the happiness and love and that this season brings for us. And you know, it's beautiful. The things that happened yesterday, just put it away. You know what? We just put everything away and just say we're going to move forward in our lives. And that's basically why we call the hour change spring forward. Spring forward meaning, yeah, the hour's going forward, but we're going forward. The light is coming through. It's beautiful. It's a time of planting seeds and getting ready for it. And yeah, some of us are not experiencing the nice summer or springtime weather, I should say. But you know what? It's coming and we can see it. It's within us. This is a time to get it started. How about, like, okay, so the weather is not cooperating, but there's some last minute things that I need to declutter in my home. You know, we call that spring cleaning, and I've been doing it. It's like it's never ending for me anyways, because there's always something to reorganize, redo, give to the, you know, give to goodwill, give to people who need it that I'm not using it. And that's a good thing for us to do as well, because you get a positive energy exchange. That person that receives whatever you've given them, believe me, it's kind of like they're giving you a thank you. Maybe they don't physically thank you, but they do thank you because you think about it. You're getting something and you didn't ask for it, but you were looking for it, and it's like, wow, this is what I wanted. Thank you, you know, universe. Thank you, God. Thank you to the higher above. Okay, so that's the ideal here. We want to get that positive light inside of us. Now, I try my best to keep it glowing, and I have my happy light. I have lights going on. I go into the, you know, into the bright sun, and I look into it, and I thank God for everything. Of course, I wear sunscreen if I'm going to sit out there, like I explained before. You know, this is always a time to wear protection, but embrace the sun, because it is still good. There is still more good towards embracing the light than being scared of it. No, nothing is negative. There's always a positive side. Sometimes we have to have an awareness. And as many of you follow me on social media, you know what I'm talking about. You know, having an awareness of what to watch out for, what we need to do to empower our lives. Because if we don't do it, nobody's going to do it for us. We have to get up out there and, you know, shine the light. Okay, so I just want to say one more thing. Thank you all for subscribing to me, commenting, liking, sharing, and just everything that you guys do. It means so much to me. And I know I say this every week, and I'm going to say it and continue to say it every week because I love you guys. Okay, so without further delay, let's begin the reading. Okay, I've shuffled the cards and asked our angels on what we need to know for this upcoming week and what we need to do in order to avoid any obstacles or changes or anything that may interfere with us moving forward. Now, I laid out these cards. This is basically, I reflect more towards the divine feminine, and this side would be more towards the divine masculine. I like to separate the two because divine masculine, divine feminines are two separate parts that are inside of us, but they represent the whole being. And basically, sometimes we lean towards more than the other. Sometimes you're leaning towards your divine feminine and your partner is leaning towards the divine masculine, and vice versa. Okay, so we see a trust thing that is happening with the divine masculine. They're starting to understand things. As we talked about it previously, that when they start to realize their mistakes, we all make them. It's not just divine masculines that make them, but divine masculines have been in a process of, like, trying to fix things. We talked about this before, about letting your past go so that you can fix that, so you can move forward, so you can finally find a better out, you know, like a way, I should say, a path. Many times we find ourselves stuck and we can't trust what our inner emotions is telling us, our inner gut, our intuition is saying one thing, but our emotions is saying another. And though you think about, well, what if this happens, or what if that happens? And you know, all of these kind of like these seeds kind of like get starting to sprout from fears that we talked about releasing them. But it seems to be that we hold on to it. And when we hold on to it, we end up creating a bigger problem. And this is where your energy needs to realize. You need to step up and stop looking at things so drastically. Sometimes it's easier when you say, I'm going to trust and have faith that what I'm feeling is definitely what my true calling is, what my inner emotions is trying to interfere, trying to tell me one thing, and what I believe strongly in my heart is another thing. It's better to have the benefit of the doubt, to have the trust inside of you, letting your past go, because when you reflect on something from the past over and over, guess what? It just keeps coming back. Maybe there's that relationship that you're involved in, and sometimes we get caught up with, well, she said this and she did this before, or I had something like this happen to me at one time and it didn't work out well, and I'm not going to go back there, and I'm not going to let the same thing happen. As experience, yes, you don't want to go through the same pattern. You don't want to go through the same situation. Don't let yourself fall. But trust the process. Maybe it's you have to be more assertive. Maybe you have to be more stronger in this relationship for it to work. Sometimes rocky relationships happen when they're on the rocks, when they're on the brinks of breakup, and you're feeling like, well, my divine partner is not looking at me. My soul connection, that person that I believed in for so long, is not listening to me. I don't think that they understand me, and you look to just call it quits. You're not trusting the process. There's something else going on beyond that. And that's when you have to just let the past go. Having patience, very, very important here, because patience is a strong virtue. If you don't have the patience, like you can see in this card, the angel is having patience, but though it seems like the patience is running out sometimes with a lot of us, because we can't really look at the patience as, you know, like it's holding us together. We have to find a change in direction inside of us. That's what the divine masculine is starting to do. We're seeing more and more changes happening with divine masculines, with the collective. They're going in a different direction. Many, many times it looks like, are they coming back? Are they actually finding a way to come back? And maybe they kind of poke ahead, so to speak, to say hi, but then they go away again, and then they come back, and then they go away again. It's just a figure of speech. It's like, I'm not saying that they just call you up and say hello, but they could do that too. But they're kind of like showing you a little bit more of an effort that is being made, but then they don't follow through with it. I mean, I'm sure you're going through something, or you may feel something like what I'm talking about, because it's a time for letting the past go and saying, I'm not going to let this person do this to me anymore. And I'm going to just focus on myself, and I'm going to just change in direction. Changing in direction, divine masculines need to find what they need to do in their life, but you need to have the patience, because when you don't have the patience and you're just going to change the direction, it's not going to go anywhere. So like these two cards, sometimes you can conflict what the messages are coming through. So I'm going to try and define it a little bit better, because sometimes it, like I said, it resonates with me in a big way, but then all of a sudden there's another message coming through. So I feel like there's a few messages coming from this card, these two cards, that is. Change in direction, because the divine masculine knows that there's a definite change, but also changing in direction in you at the same time. Divine feminines also feel, maybe I shouldn't go back to that same pattern. By having the patience with this person, having the patience with that change of direction, it's not about just changing it because you want something better. It's changing it so you can make things better, if that makes sense. Yeah, because when we go through life, when we just try to change it all together, it's not believing in what your heart is telling you. Your heart wants one thing. Your heart wants love. Your heart wants to feel love. And you know, now that it's a holiday, it's a time of celebrations. If you're celebrating, you know, a lot of people are, you know, they got their different ways. We love the little Easter bunny and the little eggs, and it's a celebration time. You know, let's face it, guys. I don't know, you know, what you celebrate. If you're celebrating Passover, happy Passover. If you're celebrating Easter, happy Easter. It's all about celebrating inside yourself, because that's what we do, and giving gratitude to what your heart is telling you. I need to have patience. I need to just focus on what I need to do in my life, focus on my light, focus on what my love is telling me inside of me, because that's going to shine. That really will take a big like burden off of you. And there we go with the ring again. It's I feel like sometimes that the ring goes off because nobody is outside. It's like kind of like a symbol of you're on the right track. You're on the right track. And when I do my readings, I hear it all the time. But I try my best to keep it away from my my microphone because it's pretty loud. But no, you're getting what I'm talking about. I know that you're feeling something. Maybe it's like you're trying to resonate with it, because I feel it. I get like, yeah, that's it. That's it. But you may be getting something a little different. That's the way it works. Changing what you've been set in a certain pattern. Sometimes people just set themselves in a standstill. Divine masculines, though they don't really express themselves very well. We talked about this before. If you know this, if your divine soul connection is a divine masculine, if you're focusing more on the divine masculine, you could relate what I'm talking about. They can feel it as well. Divine masculines are starting to change their pattern. And I don't mean it in a bad way, because a lot of people are saying, well, my divine masculine has been in a negative place, or my divine masculine hasn't found what they were supposed to find. Why are they still, you know, going through all of this and I'm still stuck? And it seems like I'm not getting anything from my divine masculine. Well, the simple fact, they're stuck. It's not that you're stuck. Sometimes we find ourselves going in the same place where we're just trying to dig. And you know what? Sometimes the both of you can lean towards the divine masculine. It happens. I see it all the time. Having the trust and having the patience inside of what you truly believe in, what you truly want, is going to get you through it. In divine timing, divine feminines, yes, you've been waiting. Yes, you've been patient. Yes, you've been putting out so much of yourself into this situation, into this relationship. And yeah, sometimes it's like very brutal. You don't feel good about things. You don't feel secure. You feel like, why do I have to experience this over and over? Why can't I find like the perfect timing with that person? Why can't we come together? Divine feminines have a tendency to ask questions over and over to themselves, not to anyone, but to themselves. Why did this happen? They play it over and over, and you know what? They're like feeling like a pincushion, like they've been strapped down. That they're not getting enough. Guess what? Divine masculines feel the exact same way. It's not that one is getting more than the other. Divine masculines and divine feminines go through equal pain. It's not like they're having their good time and divine feminines are not. Divine feminine, divine masculine, sometimes both can be runners, guys. It's not that runner and chaser stages only happen with divine masculine running, divine feminine chasing. No, actually, they both can run. They both can find themselves trying to figure it out. And I see this a lot with the collective. And I have to say, like, I'm still, how could I say, I know a lot and I do help a lot of people who are going through this. But I'm also willing to learn more, because I don't know everything. Nobody does. And I'm always looking at, you know, what can we do to better ourselves, and what could we do to empower ourselves? Maybe there's something more that I need to understand, and I'm willing to take whatever it takes to find it. But at this time, the best way to find it is finding eternal love inside of you first. I always talk about when they release and surrender, they can let go of whatever it is that's been causing them this disturbance, where they just feel stuck. They just feel at a standstill. They're guarded inside themselves, that they don't feel loved enough. They don't feel like their heart is getting anything back. And they end up, divine feminines end up just like saying, I'm calling it quits. They may say things that they will regret. When they say things that they regret, they go back and they kind of like eat their words and say, what did I say? Because they weren't really meaning it. But like I always talk about, divine feminines, they kind of like express themselves sometimes with their emotions. And it's been amplified a lot with, you know, like I talked about before, water signs. And, you know, I'm not saying that this is totally for water signs. Everybody has some type of element in their chart. But I've noticed a lot of water signs have been, you know, feeling it. And you know, I have to say all the sun signs are feeling it. We don't base soulmate, twin flame, divine partners on astrology. It's just like the influence with the retrogrades, with the things that happen in the astrological sense, the solar storms that we've been feeling as well, because those are like really, really, you know, they make an impact. We had one last month, you know, and I'm still healing from it. When you go through healing, you end up finding, I have a certain sense of where I'm supposed to be at, and I feel good. And you can help others. That's the purpose. When we all help ourselves first, we end up helping others at the same time, because it's a purpose. Kind of like when a doctor, I'm just giving an example, goes to medical school. Yes, they want to become a doctor because doctors, you know, are a good profession. They make lots of money. They're helping people. But most importantly, they're saving lives. And that's what the true goal is behind a doctor. Finding a cure, finding, you know, like helping a person get past something, whatever that specialty is. It is all about helping the greater good, helping humanity in some type of way. Guess what? That is what the purpose with a divine partner. Divine partner includes soulmates and twin flames. That's part of the collective, but it's different. But it is part of it. There's also the twin ray. That's another one. The twin soul. It's like there's so many different parts. Even karmic connections. A lot of people are, I don't like the karmic. You have to like the karmic, or you have to accept the karmic, I should say, because the karmic is what helps you get past some things that you have to get through. Sometimes your divine partner is with a karmic. Yeah, I see that. That happens. That is very possible. And I'm not saying that you're supposed to be looking at this and saying, well, what does that have anything to do with me? But it's more about what you need to take for what is given to you so that you can empower yourself. So that's why I say, the reason I don't know how I got into that, but I was talking about the doctor thing, helping the greater good. That's what we do. We help our humanity around us, because let's face it, we're not here forever. Yes, it's nice to, you know, be with our divine partner, have the beautiful home, have the, you know, the nice house, the car, you know, the whole thing with that surrounds it, the kids, the family life that we want. But then there's like, maybe there's something more out there, because there's like something there. You have to go what your own calling is. I cannot say it's up to you to find what that calling is. But once you do find something with yourself, a light bulb hits. Yeah. And it's called an awakening. Loving yourself. Loving yourself is the key for that awakening to happen. Divine feminines are going through a series of awakenings. When I say awakenings, I don't mean just awakening from like a truth that they did not look at. Many times it is because they don't see it, because they're too afraid, or they're too fixed on the materialistic things. Well, not materialistic, how could I say? The things on the surface. We're brought up not to always follow spirituality. Some of us are, but some of us aren't. You know, it's more of like, it's a new age, it's a new day, it's a new beginning, it's new energies coming through. Everything is changing, everything is evolving. And as it evolves, we start to find that true inner soul inside of us that's been wanting to just shine. And that's why I talk about awakening, and I talk about this all the time with, sometimes things happen to us that may not be really good. And you know what? I'm not saying you're meant to be in a bad situation. And it could be with anything. It doesn't have to be, you know, a love relationship. It could be financial. It could be, you know, romantic energies. It could be anything, health-wise even. When these things occur, they're a blessing in disguise, because they help us to find what it takes to awaken. And it's all about loving yourself. When you love yourself, and you know, I always say this, you automatically spread the love to have others come towards you to love you. When you're involved with someone, Divine Feminines can say this as well. When you're involved with somebody, sorry about that, I have lots of phones, 3 phones, sorry about that. Divine Feminines can actually lose track, and they can actually find themselves going in a circle pattern. It's time to awaken from that. Let it go. Release it. Release and surrender. See, it's all coming down to one thing: divine timing for release and surrender. Blessing in disguise. That you have to realize these things happen to me so I can get it, so that the love can be drawn towards me. We talk about the laws of attraction. The laws of attraction is teaching us love ourselves, love who we are, love our true being. Because if you don't love yourself, how is anybody going to love you? Really, think about that for a second. Okay, yeah, I love myself. I'm not going to want to do any harm to myself, and I want the best for myself. Yeah, you can go in ego and say that, and that's fine. But when you really just have this total bliss for yourself and say, I really love myself, I really do find like this inner peace inside of me, it'll continue. Sometimes you'll have bad days. We all have bad days. We have good days. But we try our best to continue on with the positive ones, because let's face it, I know I don't want to feel negative. I know I don't want to feel miserable. I know I don't want to be negative. Sometimes, you know, like that energy comes in when you have, I'm not saying that this is only just for Divine Feminines. This is for everybody in general. Sometimes you could have this like kind of like, I'm not saying like a chip on your shoulder, but kind of like you're feeling down, or you're just like, I'm not in the mood to just be so happy. Why is that person so happy? I'm just in a bad mood today. Yeah, that happens. I mean, we're human. We have emotions. It's okay. And I get it. This is a time when you shouldn't like try to find someone to help you, to recharge you. It's not a good time to get a reading. I always talk about people who are not in the right state of mind for a reading. Like if you're watching this video and like you're not in a good place because something happened, something occurred, it's a blessing in disguise. Like I said, sometimes things, you know, go south, and it's like, where did that come from? Don't really pay attention to what is happening at the moment, because everything that is happening, even if it is good, even if, you know, something comes through that is positive, you're going to still say, yeah, right, okay, you know, it's just going to be like this negative seed gets like opened up, and it feels miserable, and you may be hurting inside. Actually, take a time to reflect. Take a time for maybe just saying, I'm not going to watch this video right now, and I'm going to watch it when I'm feeling better. Come back to it tomorrow or the next day or whenever. Try to ground yourself. Maybe go outside and go for a good walk or a run. Go next to a tree. I know this sounds crazy, but lean against the tree. Hug the tree. There's a lot about tree hugging that you're feeling like so much energy coming from a tree that has been maybe hundreds of years old, ancient, and is connecting to the root in the ground along with other trees that may be older, maybe younger, but the earth is actually connected all over, and it gives you an electrical, spiritual charge that actually makes you feel better. And I talk about the sun. Yes, we can't stay sunbathing in the sun, but we can get empowered by the sun. Cover up, whatever it takes. You know, you don't have to literally get a suntan. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just feeling the sun. I go in the sun all the time, even though what happened, it's not going to stop me. It's more of like, I need to just focus on me going out and just doing something for myself. It's like a treat. And by the way, I just want to clear something, because a lot of people have been asking me this. The part that did happen to me, that I did get skin cancer, was nowhere near like my parts where I would sunbathe or even have a place to put like sunscreen. It was on my middle back that I never suntan, or I never go into tan. I never did anything in the past growing up going in the sun to suntan my back, except for tanning booths that I went into. So I have to confess that I was young at the time. So that's when it occurred, and it showed up later on in my later years. So just like a FYI. Okay, so like I said, loving yourself, things happen, and that's another good example for blessing in disguise, where this happened to me. it actually helped bring something inside of me even greater. Yeah, I was doing great. I was doing good. Things happened with my babies, my furry babies, as you guys watch. I don't want to talk about everything on, my reading, but you guys know, if you follow me on social media, you know what I'm talking about. If you're subscribed to my newsletter, I do talk about, the occurrences that happen, because a lot of you ask me, and I like to just share with you guys. But anyways, it was a blessing in disguise what happened to me. And this is it started in January, and you know what? I'm still recovering. I'm still healing from it. There's still a lot of things going on. And you know what? It's all about me loving myself, because despite of everything that's happening, I'm still who I am, and I'm still positive, and I'm still loving the things around me, the people around me, because I'm trying to keep it together. When you do this, you can, find that inner strength, and you can accomplish almost anything, okay? Okay, so I hope that this reading video resonated with you, and a lot of the messages that came through are basically powerful messages. Take what you need, and just leave what doesn't resonate with you. If you know somebody, please forward this video. And if you're interested in getting your own personalized reading, I do offer phone, chat, and email readings. You can find those links down in my description area, along with my blogs with several articles that can help you with your situation if you have any questions. And there's also other videos as well. So anyways, I just want to say to you guys, again, one more time, I always say it every week. I try to keep it short, but to the point. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just love you all for everything. You guys are amazing, really. And I love to get to know you all, and I'm going to do more socializing on social media, and I hope that you can follow me if you're not following me. I hope we can get to know each other. Send me a DM saying hi. I love to just, get to meet you. Let me know where you found me. I really, really love to engage. I'm a social butterfly when it comes to social media, not so much in person. Not that I don't, I'm just so occupied with everything going on in the furry babies that I have, and I guess I wouldn't have it any other way. I love them. Okay, so I just want to say one more thing. Happy Easter to all of you all that are celebrating. Happy Egg Day or Bunny Day or whatever you guys want to call it. Also, happy Passover. I know it's Passover today, or was it last night? But whatever it is, it's a celebrational, spiritual, loving holiday. I love Easter, and I love it, just the energy it brings. Okay? So until next time, God be with you all. Namaste.